What's going on? Orcs Dan here. Protein shakes 101. I get a lot of questions about this. Different forms of protein, different types of protein. Whey protein, casein protein, beef protein, powder extract from a virgin protein. So what is a protein powder? I don't know, it comes from the bottom of some sort of cheese barrel. Ironically enough, where KFC gravy comes from. So different forms of protein. These basically mean how the protein is extracted from, which you probably don't really give a fuck about, but we'll run over it really, really quickly. Protein concentrate. Concentrate typically comes from the extracted protein from whole foods. Typically when you take that, you're getting around about 60 to 80% of the protein. The other remaining 40 to 20% is usually from fats and carbs. Protein isolates. It's more of a cleaner, it removes the fats and carbs, and you generally get around about 90-95% of the protein from that. And then the final one will be protein hydrolysates. That typically tends to spike your insulin much faster, really good for muscle growth. Jams it right into the muscles. Okay, so different types of protein. You're gonna see the most common one is whey protein, right? Whey protein is obviously from a milk derivative, really good high protein. Has natural amino acids, BCAAs in it, again, vital for muscle maintenance and growth and recovery. Now, of course, derived from milk, so it's lactose. Some people can find that funny digestive system-wise. If you're not one of those people, then fuck it. Second type you'll see will be casein protein. We're getting a wee bit more funnier here, but casein protein basically is a slow digestive protein in the bloodstream, in the body. More prevalent for if maybe you're an overweight guy and a low calorie restriction. Casein protein will allow you to maybe keep a bit more muscle mass. It won't break down the muscle because it's slow digestive. It's slowing the muscle protein breakdown in your body, so you hold on to a bit more muscle. Now, in terms of your body's not necessarily going to be metabolizing the fats during that process, but if you're caring more about getting big, casein protein might be for you. Next one is pea protein for you vegetarians and vegans out there. I haven't forgot about you. So pea protein, it's actually a great one. It's fantastic. If you want to go off animal proteins, it's not digesting too well for you. Pea protein could be another solution. You might not get as high protein from it, and the absorption rate might be a wee bit lower, but digestive wise is very good as well. Pea protein can be very good in the digestive system. Next one is hemp protein. Oh, that's nice, mate. Hemp protein, another good one for plant-based people. Slow digestive, just like the casein, so could be an alternative if you want to take casein protein but you're a veggie or a veganie. However, low in amino acids and stuff, so I would think about, and essential amino acids, branched chain amino acids, so I would maybe think about maybe supplementing them somewhere else if you're going to take hemp. Quality of proteins. If you're on a budget, this is kind of what a typical cheap protein will look like. If you're on a budget, and say you're a beginner on a budget and haven't been taking protein in the first place, a budget one will be completely fine. If you aren't taking protein in the first place, obviously taking some sort of protein is going to be better than not taking any sort of protein, especially if your protein content is low. Obviously, they'll start looking at the back. Some certain cheap proteins may not have as much BCAAs or amino acids, or may not even have fuck all nothing in them. Just check them. If you're getting crazy amounts of calories and high sugars in them, then you're better off just eating a full wog of cake. So, protein, as long as the protein's around 20 to 24 grams, you'll be completely fine. And cheap protein, yep, completely fine. If you're someone that's more intermediate, middle range price, if you can afford it, great. And if you're someone that's really, really caring about the small details, obviously a more high quality advance, just always look at the labels. Make sure it's quite dense enough in calories, high enough in the nutrients, and good in the amino acids and the BCAAs in it. Brands, same thing really, depends how much you're willing to spend. Some companies do tend to try to fuck you. The high ones I always swear by is Gold, USN, they're two great products, but you're gonna need to test the waters here. Test the market, try many different brands, always look at the back of the labels, try their taste, try their texture, how well they mix, check the reviews. It's quite obvious. Next point would be utility of proteins. What's the point of taking a protein shake? A lot of you guys obviously are trying to hit a certain cap of protein. In my opinion, it's still better to eat it. However, if you are lagging behind the sort of grams a day, hitting that high targets, protein shakes are a good utility for that. It's an easy way to get the protein up without having to chug down tons of fish, turkey, tuna, chicken, all that kind of thing. Protein shakes are great for that. Now, if you're a guy maybe around 150 pounds, 160 pounds, and you're getting 1 gram of protein per pound, you should be able to get that from Whole Foods. It should be much better to eat it. However, if you're talking the higher ranges of 300 grams and such, you're gonna need to drink it. When to consume. That's the big thing. People don't know if it's before training, after training, when you wake up. Best form of rule is for basics is after training, you're gonna need to refill the glycogen in your muscles, and you're gonna really allow your muscles to recover from the damage you've just done. A protein can be a great essential to that. Straight away, something that's going to spike your insulin again, allow nutrients to absorb into your bloodstream. Great time to take a protein shake. Before it can be useful as well. Spikes insulin, allows good for energy, also good for, again, allowing your bloodstream to open up and deliver nutrients to it, especially while training. You can take it in the morning with things. People use it from oats, people use it on many different things. But again, this needs to be in band with your micronutrients. If you're getting a low protein breakfast, a protein scoop and oats could be a good thing. But if you're already getting a high protein breakfast, I wouldn't really worry about it. Now, how are we gonna mix these sons of bitches? Well, it's easy enough. Water and milk's the two options. I mean, I doubt most of you are gonna mix it with dilute. So water, if you're gonna looking for the leaner option, water and chug it down really fast and just ignore the taste. Milk's a bit more sexier. However, if you struggle digesting, obviously milk, as we talked about, you might wanna think about that. But if you want to gain a lot of size, milk can be a good utility. A lot of proteins have calcium naturally in it, but milk's gonna get you extra calcium, which is good for recovery and growth. Now, what extras can you put in these? As I said, after training, it's a great time because it's gonna refill the glycogen in your muscles to really recover and repair better. Now, carbohydrates are very useful for that too, more so actually than proteins. So with a protein shake, a simple kind of dextrose sugar, possibly, is a great way on top of your shake to mix it in and drink. Great sugars and stuff, simple sugars inside protein shakes are a great necessity, or a cyclodextrin type product. Last thing I want to dib onto here, really a serious one, is the false markets. A lot of the ones you're going to see around are going to have big titles on it, like weight gainers get fucking big. The weight gainers are a tiny bit of a mismarket, more so because it's just filled with shit. The way you get big isn't by consuming gluttonous amount of 3 scoops, which just makes you sluggish. It's packed full of a load of shit. Most weight gainers, it's not going to get you big, it's just going to get you negatively big. It's going to get you fatty, right? To get big is your performance. It's strength training, lifting heavy, and allowing the process to take its natural course. A simple whey protein for you skinny guys is completely fine. As long as you're eating after it, good carb meal afterwards, you don't need to worry about it. The weight gainers will probably get you more negatively big, maybe like pointy tits and a bit of a belly. Last one I'll dip on for the false market. A lot of you may hate me for it because I know a lot of people swear by this, but the beef extract proteins. In my opinion, beef's very expensive. And if you're looking at the top of beef extract protein, 2 kilos of it, and it's like 40 quid or 40 pound, beef's not fucking cheap. And you tell me that 100 extract beef protein's only 40, no. It's probably shitty cuts of beef and stuff like that. So just think carefully and just think with your mind, you know, your general logic of, does that seem to be worth the money? Would that be realistic? And supplement companies do love to, so take it on the lesser side. A quick conclusion here, because we're all rambling on. Quick conclusion here. So you're a beginner on a budget. A cheap protein, if you're not taking protein in the first place, is perfect. If you're a beginner on a tiny bit more budget, maybe you're spewing out the cash, then some sort of basic enough product is fine. I wouldn't be breaking the bank on these expensive type of proteins. A simple whey isolate protein will be perfect for you. No need to complicate it. Occam's razor. No need to start taking casein and all that stuff. If you're obviously a vegetarian or vegan, pea protein as well would be the next best thing. If you're an intermediate, of course, again, whey isolate would be perfect. This goes for advanced people as well. If obviously you're going through bulking and cutting stages, then you might want to mix it up sometimes. You might want to mix from casein when you're cutting and trying to keep size, and then certainly when it comes to sort of bulking season, a simple protein is completely fine. If your digestive system, if you're going to take protein shakes maybe 7 to 9 times more a week, care about the quality, maybe go a bit more expensive, but sometimes switch it up. If your digestive system's not going well, swap to a pea protein. A couple months after that, go back on your animal-based proteins. I hope this helps. Obviously, for more training advice, you can go to www.orcsden.com or follow me on Carl_Gibson_training. We do also have many programs on the website, but we do also have a flexible Orcsden diet, which this is all summarized into an easy package for you to consume. So until the next time, thank you for watching as always. I really do appreciate it, and try to comment below because that shit moves me up in the views. Thanks.